it was correct only, but the summing logic is missing in the sequence. Okay, just give me the access once. So now you are given a container here, and you assign one variable. Okay, and what you are doing, you are reading. Just click this condition and change it to a max.
That's item.
Max, just to call. Give that.
Uma, here integer or max?
Then, no, no, that is correct only.
Okay.
What you are doing in the above means you are, whatever the array container is there, that you are passing, that you are moving all this into variable, right? And
Okay.
you are what you're doing in the next activity means you want to try to have a maximum value. That means you are telling that maximum value to read from the 0, and from that 0 you wanted to print a maximum value.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
if item is greater than max, we need to keep
here
that
also,
item is equal to max.
Yeah, no, what you do is item greater than item. Please keep it like that.
Item greater than item.
Sorry, int.
Okay. Showing an error.
Yes, just I'm not able to access it here. So you have taken one item from here and you're telling to print the greater value. So greater than max. Just put it as a max there. Max items, max. Now it was correct only. Just try to debug the code. It is executing all the items, right?
Yes.
Something is wrong with this. Okay, we will check in the last 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll check in the last 15 minutes. Ceci, right?
Yes, Ceci.
So let me share my screen. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, Suma. It's loading UiPath.
Okay. So yesterday we have discussed some control flow statements, right? And in that control flow statements, we have covered if condition, do while, and for each. So today we are going to learn about these two control flow statement, that is a parallel and a switch. Okay. So what is a parallel and how the switch will work? We will check in the practical way. Okay. So I have opened the studio and I'm creating a workflow called switch. So the name itself, if you are understanding purpose, switch means what it means. The switch itself having a meaning of to switch the one to another, right? So in the same way, how this switch activity will work and how it will execute as per the requirement, or how it will switch from one result to another result based on the input or based on the condition, that we will check here. So let me give you that, give you the brief on the switch. So I'll just add a sequence here. Okay. So I will write a switch activity here. So this is called a switch activity. So before we move to the task, let me give you a clear definition on this. So switch executes a set of activities, which I have mentioned. It executes the set of activities based on the value of a specific expression. Based on this expression, it will execute the set of activities. It will execute the set of, if you, for example, if you are giving 2 or 3 message boxes in that, then based on this expression, based on this result, that will move from 1 or 2 or 3. So this is how the switch activity will work. And so actually this switch activity will work as if condition will work, but in if condition we can only execute either true or a false. But in the switch activity is not like that. You can give a like 3 potential courses in this. So let's check with the task now. And understood now? Understood what is the exact concept of this switch? Everyone?
Yes, Suma.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. So in the switch activity, what we will do is we will write again our input dialog box, and we will tell this switch to execute whether it is a even or whether it is a odd number. So let's check how it is. So I'm just deleting this. And again, I'm adding one input dialog box. Okay. So I'm writing a title here. Enter the number. Not the number. Okay. Enter the number. And the input label should be enter the number. Okay, so I'll create a variable again called the num. Okay, so now I have the input dialog box is ready. So what I will do is I'll simply use a switch activity to get my results. So I'm just searching with the switch here. Again, we have a 2 types of switch. One is flow switch and another one is switch. But flow switch is mainly used in the flow charts, and switch will be used in the sequences. Okay, and how this flow switch will work, that is also we are going to discuss in today's class. So first of all, we will check with the switch activity here. Okay, so now all of you know that if any number is divisible by 2, then it's a even number. If it is not divisible by 2, then it's an odd number. So for that purpose, what I'm doing here is whatever the variable I have created here, I'm just taking that variable and I'm telling that variable to divide by 2. So just a minute. Just a minute, guys. Guys, please join in that link. We will continue our class.
We need to leave this group.
Yeah, Vish, if you want to leave this group or if you want to start with the quiz, or else you can keep here and you can join with the mobiles. Okay. Most of the answers from our team only, right? Are you able to hear me, guys?
Yes, is I am audible?
Yes, yes, yes. Most
But
of the answers are from our team only, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, we didn't win the task, but answers are from our team only. Yes.
But actually, it's a typing fast, na? Who typed the first? So
Yeah.
that's why maybe our team has been missed.
It's okay. Yeah. Actually, it was very fun. Okay, let's others join the call. Let's wait for some time. Dolika?
Surabhi, leave a message in our group so that everyone can join.
Yeah. They will join. Actually, maybe they have some issue.
ठीक पाणी आपण तिकडे जाऊ. अरे लोक बघ ना प्रमेय.
Ritika, please
Sorry,
be
sorry.
on mute. Okay. So let's start our discussion. Let's continue our discussions. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Suma.
Yeah.
Okay, where we are? Yeah, we are doing a switch activity to print the results. To print the to switch the results, right? So I have created one variable called name, and I'm telling that whatever the input we are giving, whatever the input of integer we are giving, we are telling to that number to divide it by 2, and we should give the answer. If it is divided by 2, anyways it's a even number. If it is not divided by 2, it's an odd number. Anyways, we already know this logic, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing this condition. Now, what I will do is, if you observe here, we already have a default. There was some situations. I will tell you that example also, why this default will use and how oftenly it was used. Okay. So for now, what I will do is, I'm not doing anything in the default activity. I'm just moving to the another, or else I can do like this. I'll just put a message box. Okay. And I will tell that if it is divisible by 2, then I will tell it's a even number. It is a even number. Okay. Now, so again, I will write another new case. I will name it as a 1. I will name it as that case as a 1. And again, I will drop an activity called message box. And I will tell it's not a even number. So this was the same. I mean, same in the sense the whatever this logic method we will use in a if condition, this will be same as per that. But why we use this switch activity, we will check in another task as well. So now I will run this code. So I'll put it as 3. And I got the message box stating that it's not an even number. Okay. The main thing is whatever the results it is getting switched in between that. So if I give the even number, it will give it's a even number, and it will switches its result, and it will give the correct result here. It's a even number. It is a even number. So what we will do is we will do another example, another task based on this switch condition. Based on the switch activity, what I will do is I will create another sequence, and I will name it as a switch. Now, again, what I will do, which the task we are going to do is anyways, we have a 7 weekdays, right? That is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So the 7 weekdays I'm going to display in one input dialog box, and I'm asking input to select any one of the weekday. That means if it is a Sunday, it has to select as a 1. It has to give a input value as a 1. If it is a Monday, it has to give input as a 2. So let's see that how it will work. And based on the input value, we should get a result. We should get the message box stating that it's a Sunday. Yes, it's a Monday, like that. So let's check that. I'm adding input dialog box activity, and I'm writing the title as a weekdays. Okay. And I'm doing an input label as a what I will do, select any number, right? Select any number. Okay. And here, how to display the all 7 days in a particular input dialog box. So which syntax we have to use? We will check that. So for now, what I'm doing is I'm concatenating the things. And what I'm doing here is I'm adding, and I am adding a new value into a next line, right? So which expression I have to use? I have to use a VB new line. This is a .NET expression. Okay, I'm using VB new line. So whatever the value or whatever the text I'm going to give further, that has to print the next line. Again, at that like that, I have to get all the 7 days in an input dialog box. So for that purpose, I'm just using this logic syntax. Okay, so I have to get select any number in the first line, and I have to get the another, like first Sunday will be on the next line. So let's check that. So I'm just mentioning one in a Sunday, right? So now this is completed. Now again, I wanted to print a new line. So for that purpose, again, I'm adding a VB new line. It will print in the new line. And again, I'm adding a plus symbol. And again, I'm adding a text called 2 will be on a Monday. Okay. So now Sunday, Monday are ready. So I'm just printing all the, I'm just adding all the weekends, weekdays over here. So now again, I'm putting a plus symbol, VB new line, plus Tuesday. I will add one more thing and I'll close it. Okay. So VB new line plus Wednesday. Okay. So now this VB new line plus Thursday, right? But I did not give the numbers over here. Open this advanced one. Select any number, VB new line, first Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And for the Wednesday, I did not give any number. Why I'm giving these numbers means to show you that how the result will be printed. So only for that reason, I'm using these numbers. Fine, Thursday. Friday. And Saturday we have to print, right? Seventh is a Saturday. Okay, so I'm clicking on OK and I got the input label ready. Now what I'm doing, I'm creating a variable called input. We should get, you have to give an input, right? So I'm creating in a variable called input. Now let's check how this input dialog box will be. So I'm just debugging this. See, if you observe, I got a select any number and I got all the values Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and everything. So based on the input, it has to show me the one value. If I'm clicking on the 2, then it has show me the Monday. If I'm giving input value as a 4, it has to show me as a Wednesday, right? So how we are going to do that? Let's see. So we need to do by using a switch activity over here. So let's say take a switch activity. So whatever the variable we have created, that we need to pass here input. Okay, now input is not in a variable type, we have to change. So input we are giving as an integers, right? So we have to change it as an int 32. Okay, so now you may all get one doubt. Apart from 1 to 7, if we are giving a 8 number, then what should this message will get, right? So at that moment, that's why this default value is there. In this default, if you are giving any input out of these 7 numbers, then it will show on a message box. It's not a weekdays. It's not a weekdays. Now, so if I want to print 1, this is the default case, and again I'm creating another case called 1, and I'm adding a message box here. If I'm giving the input value as a 1, then I should get it's a Monday. Okay. Now again I have to get another message box. I'm adding the case number 2, and I'm adding another message box. It's a Monday, right? It's a Tuesday. Okay. Now again I'm creating another one. This is case called 3, and again I'm putting a message box, and I'm telling it's a Wednesday. Like that, we need to give all the values. So 4, it's a Thursday. Right. Six. It's a Friday. Okay. Now last one is Saturday, right? So I'm selecting the 7 case, and I'm dropping again message box, and I'm giving as it's a Saturday. And also we will check the same logic method in a flow decision, how it will work. Okay. So now everything we got ready, everything. So everything in every cases we have mentioned whatever the inputs, whatever the messages we have given to particular numbers, that all the numbers are mentioned here, right? So now let's debug and check this code. See, now we have to select any number. So first of all, I wanted to show you, apart from the 7 numbers, I wanted to show you the default value. So I'm selecting the 8. I got the message box stating that it's not a weekdays. Okay. So now let's check and rerun it again. Now I am giving a 2. Just press on enter. I got the message. It's a Tuesday. So the main thing of this switch activity is based on your condition, based on your input, it will switch the results, and it will switches the cases, and it will give the result for us. It will show the results. So this is how the switch activity will work. Everyone understood? Say yes or no, please.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And so this is how the switch activity is working in a sequence, right? Now we have to check the same switch activity in a flowchart, how it is going to work. So let me create another sequence. In that sequence, I'll create a flowchart. Okay. So switch number 3. Okay. Create. Now I wanted to do in a flowchart, right? I'm just clicking on plus button, and I'm taking the flowchart and double clicking on that. and I have the flowchart ready. So what I will do here is see whatever the input dialog box I kept here, I'll just this copy and I'll paste here. But the only thing is we need to give a start and end notes for these activities in the flowchart. So now we have the input box ready, input dialog box is ready, but make sure you are creating a variable for this. So, okay, we have created a variable and we have to change the variable type as an integer 32. Okay, so if you double click on this, it will open that activity. Now we have the input dialog box is ready. So without giving any start node for this, it won't execute. So whenever you are trying to give the start node, make sure that you are giving in a proper direction, because if you are giving from here to here, then that flow will be a different, that the execution will not for the start node. Anyways, it is saying as a start. So for example, if you are giving from here to here, the execution will go wrong. So whenever you are trying to connect the activities, you have to connect the activities in a proper way. Now I have the input dialog box ready, and now I have to take on a flow switch activity, float switch here. So in the sequence, what I have did simply I have searched for the switch activity and I got this activity and I dragged and dropped here. So if you go here, if you search for the activities like switch, see if you observe here, I have the flow switch. This which we are using in a sequence, and simply it is showing us in the flow chart we have to use this flow switch. So I'm just dragging and dropping here. Okay, if you observe for this flow switch, there are 12 connectors which are available to this flow switch, so that we can connect the multiple message boxes for this. Not only this, in the sequences also we can create as numerous cases we want, we can create that. So for this flow switch, we have a 12 12 what we call
Conditions.
Yeah, there are 12 conditions and it will it will switch the results according to that. So now I have this ready. Now I have to what I have to do, I should get the message box to link this flow switch, right? So I'm taking the message boxes, 7 message boxes, because we have a 7 weekdays. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so make sure that you're arranging it proper way to understand it. So now we have everything ready. Now, whatever the input, whatever the value we are giving to this input dialog box, first it has to go to a flow switch, because it has to take the decision, right? So what I'm doing, I'm connecting to this one. Okay, so let's see, we got some error here. So we have to give a condition here. In the properties panel, we have to give an expression here. So in this, which expression we have given here? Based on the input, it has to select, right? So what I'm trying to do here is this input variable, whatever the variable we have created for this input, I'm just passing that variable in the properties panel. I'm just giving the input variable here. Okay, now I got the input variable and this type of argument is an integer 32, which was correct. So now I wanted to give a result of first thing. First we will, anyways, we will have a default one, right? So it will select the default one by defaultly. So I'm writing the text here. It's not a weekdays. Okay, so now the most important thing is now for in this sequence, what we have done after default, we have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, after default, it will start with a 0. But for your understanding purpose, for anyways, our weekdays will start from 1, right? So for your understanding purpose, I have changed it as a from 1 to 7. So in this also, we will do the same thing. But whenever you're trying to reconnect this flow, it will show you by defaultly 0. So you need to change this in the properties. I'm just adding as a 1 and I'm giving the text here. It's a Monday. Okay. Now, again, I'm taking this and then it's a Tuesday, right? So we have to change this values compulsory because we are not taking from 0. If you are taking from 0, then by default it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we are changing from here, right? So that's why we need to change all over the values. So next thing is what I'm here we have a 3. Now I'm doing the fourth one. In the properties. 4.
Sorry for interrupting.
Is it third?
Sorry. Yeah,
It's a
third
third
one.
case.
Sorry.
Uma, just keep like that. Uma, we need to give continuous numbers or in any switch, I mean, in any connectors, we can give any number.
Yeah, any
For
number
suppose we can give 4 here. For another connector, we can give 3.
Yes, we can give. I will keep like this and I'll give a 3 number to another container.
Okay.
See, I'll keep like that only this 4 and I will give a 3 here. It will check the third result only. It will check the fourth result only.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a where we have started. It's from Sunday, right? Monday, Tuesday, and in the third I will give a Wednesday. The concept is as per the requirement, it is executing. For your understanding purpose, I just mentioning all the in a sequential way. That's it. Wednesday is done and Thursday. Okay. And now let's connect another one. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Did we miss anything in this? Because I am getting only 6. Friday and it's a Saturday. Sunday we have missed. Okay, and let's check with this one. First, it is starting from the Sunday, guys.
It's okay, Uma. We understood now. Again, you need to change all.
See, the result will be different. See, if you check with the result, what we will have, let's see that. In the place of 1, we will get a Monday then. Because it in the input value I have given in the message box in the place of 1, I have given a Monday. See, if you click on OK, we got a message. It's a Monday, and it is executed this one. It is executed the 1 value. The main concept is whatever as per the input, it will go to that message box. It will not execute all the values at a time. If you are giving 3, it will go to this message. If you are giving 4, this will go to this message box. So that was the main concept to make you understand. I'm trying to do these things. Have you all understood now this concept?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Uma.
So actually this is very simple but complicated one. When it comes to your live project, the methods will be different, the logics will be different, and based on your requirement, you have to think about that. Okay, so now anyways, we are timing up, but I will explain you the parallel control flow statement. For that, we will complete all control flow statements, not all, but mostly used control flow statements we will complete in this class. Okay. So you people are ready to extend the class?
Yes, Uma.
Sure.
Okay, fine. So now you have understood the switch concept, right? Now I'm going to explain you about the parallel activity. So let's take another new sequence and I'll mention it as a parallel. This is very simple and very important as well as very complicated thing. All the three parts are involved in this parallel activity. Not only parallel activity, there are few more activities which are available in the studio, like pick activity, parallel, and there are few more activities which you need to think as per the project. Not we it's not like that we have to use this activity in our project and it has to use and it's must to use. That is not like that. The thing is, you need to understand the how this activity will work and what is the use of this activity. Okay, so before I explain you about the parallel activity, let me drag that activity here. Parallel. Now, when you're searching for the parallel, you have a different parallel options. Make sure you are selecting only this parallel only, on the single name. Okay. Now, if you observe here, what is this parallel activity called means? This activity executes the result in a asynchronously, not synchronously. Did you know the difference between synchronous and asynchronous? Synchronous is nothing but it will execute the step by step. Asynchronous is nothing but it will execute whatever it comes first. Okay? Understood, everyone? Guys, say yes or no.
Yes, Uma.
Okay. So what I will do is I will write a sequence here. I'll drag and drop on a sequence. Okay. So parallel is nothing but it was placed all the activities side by side. So I'm just adding another sequence. I'm just adding another sequence. See, now we have a 3 sequences. And most important thing is in the parallel activity, which is also called as a cancellation condition and completion condition. Remember these two words. We will explain. We will let us know after this task, not after this task, in middle of this task. Okay, please remember these two words: cancellation condition, completion condition. Okay, so what these two means, I'll explain you after doing this task. Now, for example, I wanted to write something in the right line. I wanted to print some number called apple text. Okay, apple 1. Okay, again, I wanted to print another same apple 1 result. I wanted to get in a sequence, but I will change the number as 2 because you should know which results we are getting. Okay, now again, I will check this same thing in the third one and I will mention it as a apple 3. Okay, so now we have a right line activity in every sequence. Now to make if I'm running this code, it will print all the values. But to make some complicated this activity, what I will do is I'll write another right line activity, and I'll make it as a wall one. Okay, and I will make it as a and now here that one. Okay. Okay. Now I will not add much more activities here. I'll stop here and I will check the results. Now, if you observe, we have everything same data, but slightly different because to check the results, I'm mentioning like this. So, and more important thing is, till now, whatever the task we are doing, we have done in a debug mode, right? But in a parallel activity, if you do a if you are doing in a debug mode, then it will not show you the correct result. Why? Because what happens in a debug mode means if it is executing this activity, it will take some time to execute the next activity in a debug mode. most of the project while testing the projects or while checking with the results, we will use only debug mode because to check the results. But here in the parallel activity, what happens if you do a debug mode, it will execute in a sequential way. Okay, so I'm trying to run this file now. So in the run file or run, what happens? It will execute in a faster way. So I'll try to run this file and I'll show you the results. Okay, now let's check in the output panel. Apple 1, ball 1, cat 1, Apple 2, ball 2, cat 2, Apple 3. So we got the correct results, right? So now let's what we will do is we will add one delay here, one delay activity here. Delay. Okay, and I will give a time to wait for 3 seconds. So this is the time format to give the time delays in the UiPath Studio. Please remember this format, okay? So if you are giving 3 seconds of time, you have to give in this format. So I have given 3 seconds after executing this activity. I am telling this sequence to wait for 3 seconds. Now let's check the results. Run file. Okay, now go to here. See, if you check here, after Apple 1, I didn't get a ball 1 and cat 1. Are you observing the result? It is why because anyways it will execute the result in the last, but the thing is why it is not executed in between, because I'm added delay activity and this sequence does not want to wait for even for a second also in between of the sequence. So what it is doing, whatever the results it is coming for the first, then it is taking up that results and it is moving to the forward. So actually in a live scenario, how it will work means if you are trying to get the result for any activity, or if you are trying to get any web inside that, then what it will do, it will pick the whatever the results comes first. It will not wait for the further or it will not wait for the next activity to execute in that particular parallel activity. So here I'm getting Apple 1. After Apple 1, I didn't get a ball 1 and cat 1, but it was executed in the last. It did not even waited for 3 seconds. It is executed the next sequence here. Understood everyone? So whatever the results it is getting from first and first, that will in the parallel activity, it is going to pick up that result. So that was the main agenda or main concept of this parallel activity. Okay, so now I have told you the most important two words, right? Cancellation condition and the completion condition. So what I will do is I will just delete this one, delay, and I will highlight this parallel activity and I'll go to the properties and I'll mention it is and one more thing, in a parallel activity, condition always be in a Boolean. Either it is a true or it is a false. Okay, so I'm just giving a true. Okay, now I have given a condition called true. Let's check with the result. I'm running the file and now see the result. See, Apple 1, ball 1, cat 1. I got only first sequence. Why not the other sequences? Can someone say the answer? Okay. Why? Because in the first sequence only it is satisfied the condition. That's why it did not move to the another. The main purpose of this condition was to whenever either it may be a sequence 1, sequence 2 or sequence 3, whenever it is satisfying the condition, it will stop over there. It will not move to further. For example, just now I have given a delay activity here. Again, I'm giving one delay activity. And again, I'm giving to wait for 3 seconds. So let's check that. Okay, so let's rerun this file. Now, Apple 1 I got executed, but it was not executed the next one, but it was executed in the next sequence. Apple 2, ball 2, cat 2. In the second sequence, it was executed and it did not move to a third one because first one, it has not satisfied the condition. In the second sequence, whatever the condition we have given, that was satisfied in the second sequence. That's why it did not move to a third one. That's why it is called as a completion condition. And also I told you cancellation condition, right? So in the first sequence, it is not satisfied the condition and it cancelled that sequence. And it cancelled the third sequence also. That's why it is called as a cancellation condition. Understood, everyone?
No, ma.
No,
No.
What's the condition?
it's I think it's a bit confused for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I will try to explain you again.
Actually,
What
I have understood. It will be that means it will execute in one by one process from left side to right. For
Okay.
example, if we keep any obstacle or the obstacle in the middle, it will leave that sequence and it will move to next sequence and execute.
If we don't keep a delays also, whatever the results it will come, it will pick that only. Since I did not given a much more items here, it is showing all the results. But what happens if I give a 10 items here in the first sequence? In the 10 items also, it will not print all the 10 items one by one. Let's suppose if you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers you have. Okay. So you wanted to print all the 10 numbers in a parallel activity. Then what bot will do? First, it will print one, maybe whatever the results may be. It may be prints 1, 2, 3, 4 or 7, 8, 9, later 5, 6, 7. Like that, it will print the results. But printing all the results is compulsory. It may be a
how
sequence.
it will print means we don't know.
We don't know. It will pick the item, whatever it comes first to his mind. Let's suppose it's a human being. Who's asking the question? May I know the name?
I am talking, Ceci.
Ceci, let's suppose it was a human, right? If it is a human, for you, I have given all the whatever fruits I have kept you multiple fruits in front of you. What you will do, whatever comes to your mind to pick that fruit, then only that only you will pick. But you will pick all the fruits, but don't know which one you will pick first and which one you will pick next. That's on your mind, right? In the same way, in the parallel activity also, whatever the activity is executing in the first, that will be taken by this parallel activity.
Okay, that
To
means
save
it
our
only
time.
applicable for the first sequence or second or third sequence also it will pick randomly.
Same
Or
for
once
the
the completion of picking the 10 fruits from the first sequence, then only it will go to the second sequence.
Yes, then only it will go to the second sequence. And also it will go to a third sequence. In that second also it will not be in a sequential way.
Okay, it will actually in for this type of parallel activities in which scenario we will use?
Because with this type of activities we will use in a, I will give you a live example. I'm not remember right now.
Okay.
Okay. If there are two browsers are there, not browsers, browsers will be a different example. I'll try to give this example tomorrow, Ceci, because I have to give in a understandable way, right?
Okay.
Actually, for this parallel activity, what happens, it will save our time. It will save the execution time to give a proper results.
Okay.
Okay. So if there was something, if you are giving some condition, if the you understood this condition part, right? If that condition is satisfied, then it will move as per that.
Yeah, that one also I have little bit confused. In the condition part, you have given the true, right? The
Yes.
true means what it will, I mean, how it will decide that true or false means what it will, what will take. That also once can you explain?
Okay. So you have given one condition in a if activity. We have just now we have taken one example called if any number is divisible by 2, then it has to execute in a then, or else it
Okay.
move to a else, right?
Yes.
In the same way, same way there we are giving some expression in a condition mode.
Okay.
It is nothing. See, if it is satisfying some value, it is nothing but a true.
Okay.
If it is satisfying 2 divisible by 2, then it is a true statement. It is a true condition. If it is
Okay.
not satisfying, it is a false condition. So
Yes.
that means in a parallel activity also, if the true condition is satisfying, why
Means
it
true,
will
yeah,
satisfy?
I understood the true and false, but here we have not given any statement like that. So how it will take the true, that one I didn't understand.
Printing the numbers, printing all the values is also in a sequence, and to give that proper results are also in a condition. It's also one type of a condition to print all the values. If something is not printing if, for example, apple 1 is printing and ball 1 is not printing, then it is not satisfied. It has missed some part in that sequence. Then it will go to a false condition.
Okay.
If it is printing all the values, then only it has satisfied, no?
Yes.
So that's how the true or false condition will work.
That means true means total sequence it will consider. If one one sequence it has been not satisfied, then only it will move to another sequence.
Yes. If we give the condition only, that will work. If you are not giving any condition, if you want to simply running this parallel activity, then it may be it may be a here and there. It may be a random results also. It will print all the values.
Okay.
Without giving any condition, it will print all the values in a randomly, not in a sequential manner.
Okay. But once tomorrow you come with another example, Uma, so that
Yeah,
I
live
can
example,
understand
I'll
better.
come with a live example,
Okay.
how it will work. But the concept is simple, but whenever we will do these tasks in our, these activities in our coming task. So you no need to worry about this.
Okay.
Yeah. So generally, this is all are the control flow statements we will use in our projects.
Basically, it runs multiple sequence parallel to each other, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Hema. Okay. This is how switch and parallel activities will work. Till here, I've explained you all the control flow statements, and these control flow statements we will do in our tasks also in coming tasks. So I thought I can explain you about the Excel automations as well, but there is no time today. So if you have any questions, if you don't understood also, please tell me.
Which statement is perfectly clear? The control statement switch sequence and flow is clear, but somewhat some confusion in the parallel only. Maybe tomorrow with that example it may clear.
Okay, fine. Actually, what I have explained you today is very simple example, Sasi.
Oh, okay.
It's a simple example. But I'm not sure why you are not able to understand it. And no problem. I will explain it with another task so that you will able to understand.
Okay.
I'll come with very simple example tomorrow, and I will show you the results. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm stopping the recording.